Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Srila Prabhupada. जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिवार आचार्य अशोक श्री श्रीमद् भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिवार आचार्य अशोक श्री श्रीमद् भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर प्रभुपाद की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंदा की नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की प्रेम से गौ जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर शिवासदि गौर भक्त वृंदा की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरिराज गोवर्धन की वृंदावन मथुरा धाम की नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की भक्ति देवी तुलसी महारानी की गंगा माँ यमुना माई की प्रॉपर ट्रांसजेंडरल बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की प्रॉपर ट्रांसजेंडरल प्रसादम डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की चैतन्य चरितामृत की युग धर्म हरिनाम संकीर्तन की निताई गौर प्रेमानंदे all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki. Hare Krishna, welcome to this morning Srimad Bhagavatam class. So today we are discussing on Canto 4, Chapter 20, text number 5. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Now let's recite sloka. Atakayam imam vidvan avidya kama karma ve arabdha iti naivasmin pratibuddho anusajjate. Atakayam imam vidvan avidya kama karma ve arabdha iti naivasmin pratibuddho anusajjate. Atakayam imam vidvam avidya kama karma ve arabdha iti naivasmin pratibuddho anusajjate. Prabhuji. Atakayam imam vidvam avidya kama karma ve arabdha iti naivasmin pratibuddho anusajjate. Atakayam imam vidvam avidya kama karma ve arabdha iti naivasmin pratibuddho anusajjate. Atakayam imam vidvan avidya kama karma ve arabdha iti naivasmin pratibuddho anusajjate. Mataji. Atakayam imam vidvan avidya kama karma ve arabdha iti naivasmin pratibuddho anusajjate. Atakayam imam vidvam avidya kama karma ve arabdha iti naivasmin pratibuddho anusajjate. Atakayam imam vidvam avidya kama karma ve arabdha iti naivasmin pratibuddho anusajjate. Now outward meaning. Atha, therefore. Kayam, body. Imam, this. Vidvan, he who has knowledge. avidya, by neuroscience, kama, desires, karma be, and by activities, arabdha, created, iti, thus, na, never, eva, certainly, asmin, to this body, pratibuddha, one who knows, anusajjate, becomes addicted. Now translation. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada Ki. Translation. Those who are in full knowledge of the bodily concession of life, who knows that this body is composed of neuroscience, desires and activities resulting from illusion, do not become addicted to the body. Now purport. As stated in a previous verse, those with good intellect, Shuddhiya, do not accept themselves to be the body. Being a creation of neuroscience, the body has two types of activities. In the bodily conception, when we think that sense gratification will help us, we are in illusion. Another kind of illusion is to think that one will become happy by trying to satisfy the desires that arise from the illusory body, or by attaining elevation to the higher planetary systems, or by performing various types of Vedic rituals. This is all illusion. Similarly, material activities performed for political emancipation and social and humanitarian activities performed with an idea that people of the world will be happy are also illusory, because the basic principle is the bodily conception, which is illusory. Whatever we desire or perform under the bodily conception is all illusion. In other words, Lord Vishnu informed Prithu Maharaj that although the sacrificial performances set an example for ordinary people, there was no need for such artificial performances as far as his personal self was concerned. As confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita 245, Trigunna Vishaya Veda, Nishtraigunne Bhavarjuna, Nidravantu Nitya Sadvaistu, Niryoga Chema Atmavan. The Vedas mainly deal with the subject of the three modes of material nature. Rise above these modes, O Arjuna, be transcendental to all of them, be free from all dualities and free from all anxieties for gain and safety, and be established in the self. The ritualistic performances recommended in the Vedas mainly depend on the three modes of material nature. Consequently, Arjuna was advised to transcend the Vedic activities. The activities Arjuna was advised to perform were the transcendental activities of devotional service. Om Agyana Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Sakshurunumlitam Mena Tasmai Shri Gurube Namaha Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamini Te Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Vansakalpa Tarva Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Again, welcome to this morning Srimad Bhagavatam class. So let me read translation again. Those who are in full knowledge of the bodily conception of life, who know that this body is composed of neuroscience, desires and activities resulting from illusion, do not become addicted to the body. So, there are two kinds of bodies. One is spiritual body and one is material body. So spiritual body that we have in spiritual world, but we are in this material world, right? We are in this earth. This earth is a material world. That's why, we have got this material body. So, material body is made of blood, mucus, flesh, these kind of things, right? While, spiritual body, it is Satchidananda Vigraha. It is eternal, always blissful and full of knowledge. So, we have been in this material world since, time immemorial, very long time. We can't even count, in our calculator, how many years, how many life we are in this material world. It's very long time there. So, we have forgotten our real identity. Our real identity is we are, part and parcel of Krishna. Jivera Surupahaya Krishna Nityadas. We are the part and parcel of Krishna. But we have come in the contact with this material modes of nature, that is Satagud, Rajagud and Tamagud, mode of goodness, mode of passion and mode of ignorance. We are, thinking ourselves to be this material body, which is made of blood and flesh. Shankaracharya also says, do not be attracted by the body that is made of blood and flesh. Be attracted to the lotus feet of Govinda. That's what, Adi Shankaracharya has also said actually. So, our duty is to be, free from the dualities of life, free from the, bodily conception of life. And we have to, serve the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. So, we are in this material body, right? So, we have got this material body, we are in this material world. So, how to get out from the conception of material body and material life, material world? By how? By chanting, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So material life means, misery. Material life is misery. So dukhalayam asaswatam. This material world, it is full of misery. It is full of misery and it is temporary, right? So this, material world is, changing. This material world is always changing. Sometimes there is happiness, sometimes there is, misery, sometimes people, come first, sometimes people, they go last. That's why, it's always changing. There is always duality, happiness, stress, like that. So how to be always happy? We can be always happy by, doing devotional service. We can be always happy by serving the lotus feet of Krishna. Is it difficult job? In the beginning, it must be difficult, but when it becomes a habit, when you keep on doing, everything is possible. Material life is impossible, spiritual life is hard. Which one you like to choose? Impossible or hard? Yeah, spiritual. Ultimately, we'll get the great satisfaction. We'll get the great satisfaction. So all the peoples who are in this material world, they are suffering. They are identify themselves as body. I am Mr. This, he is, he is Mr. That, she is Mr. That, like that, They are, identifying with the body. I am Sanjeev, I am Mausam, I am Manakrit, like that, yeah. Not Akash. Like that, people are, identifying to be themselves as the body. I am man, that is animal, I am male, she is female, like that, they are identifying by seeing the, body. But in reality, if you see from the, higher perspective, we are soul actually, we are soul. We are not body. We are not male, we are not female. We are just the servant of God actually. We are just the servant of God. Mamai Vamsa Jivaloki Jiva Bhuta Sanatana. So, although we are part and parcel of Krishna, but, we are suffering in this material world. Why? Because we have identified ourselves with the body and we are under the, six senses, which includes the mind. That's why, we are suffering. So, it is our duty to get out from the, material conception of life and be spiritually situated. So, we all know that Michael Jackson, right? Michael Jackson, he wanted to live for 150 years because, he wanted to see future. He wanted to, gratify his senses for a long period of time. That's why what he have done, he was trying to, make such arrangement that he will, see the future by living 150 years. And, he have hired at least 12 doctors. He have at least 12 doctors in his house. Every morning, every day, the doctors, used to check his whole body from, here to toe. And before, he used to drink water and before he used to eat food, that food, that water used to be tested in the laboratory. Because, he thought, maybe that the germs, that the bacteria is the one, that kills the human. That is the one that makes the, people old. That's what, he was thinking. And what happened? At the age of 50, he died. He died, He wanted to live for 150 years, but, he left this world at the age of 50, We, that's we are, making a lot of arrangements, We are making a lot of, arrangement to become happy in this life and to live long. But, we don't know the eternal time, death is, sitting behind us, with the bow to, kill us. But we don't know this kind of things. We are always changing our body. Sometimes we have got the body of animals. Sometimes we have we have become cat. Meow. We have done meow like that. We have become dog, bhow bhow like that, right? And sometimes we have become insect. Sometimes we have become demigods, king of Indra. Now sometimes we have become human. But we are always, getting new bodies. We are always changing the bodies. But still, we are not sincere. How we don't inquire how to get out from the, cycle of birth and death. We don't make the inquiry. So human life begins only after, Athato Brahma Jigyasa. Human life begins only after, we make an inquiry. What is the goal of our human life? Why I am in this material world? Why I have got, this kind of body? Nobody has, choose this body. You have choose that body? No, right? It is arranged by the, nature. According to our karma, we have got this body. We have got this body. So, but our real identity is, spiritual body. That is an spiritual world. We are the part and parcel of Krishna. And being the, part and parcel of Krishna, we have to serve Krishna. What is the duty of a servant? Our duty of a servant is to, to always please the master, right? So we are also, servant of Krishna. So our duty is to always please Krishna. Please Krishna, Atmendriya priti bhancha tara bale kam, Krishnendriya priti cha dhara prema nam. To satisfy our senses is lust. But, to satisfy the Krishna senses, it is love. It is love. So that's why, we have to dedicate our life for the, devotional service. So that is the only thing that will go with us. Danani bhumau pasubasa goste bharya grihadari jana samsane deha chitaya paraloka marge karmanuga gachati nila dharmai. So, when you die, so what happened? Dhanani bhumau. We are so busy in, accumulating wealth. We are so busy in, earning money. But, after die, what will happen? Dhanani bhumau. All our wealth, it will remain in the earth. It will remain in our home. It will remain in the, bank. We have got, a lot of money in our Commonwealth Bank, right? Anzac Bank, Bendigo Bank, right? A lot of banks in Australia. So we have, accumulated a lot of wealth in our bank. But, when we die, after we die, the money, we have accumulated, it won't go with us. Dhanani bhumau. So that wealth will remain in the, bank. That wealth will remain in the earth. And dhanani bhumau pasubhasya goshte. And, in the, previous ages, people used to have, a lot of cattle, cow, and goats, sheep, they used to have cattle. But after that, that all the cattle, it will remain in the shed. Normally, this is Kali Yuga. People think themselves so much advanced. They don't keep like cows. They don't keep anything in the house. But they have, motorcycles, cars. So, when we die, that all remain in our garage only. We can't take with us, We can't go back to got it with the help of our, car. That will remain in the, car park. That will remain in the garage. So dhanani bhum pasubhasya goshte bharya grihadari. And our wife, and husband, they will remain in the home. In the Vedic, in the Vedic system, it is said that, after a husband die, wife, she can't go up to the crematorium also. She have to live at home because normally, a girl have, soft heart, very soft heart. That's why when a husband die, they can't go with the, dead body of husband in the crematorium. They have to live in the home. So, dhanani bhum pasubhasya bharya grihadari. Wife, our relationship with our husband and wife is up to that home only. Pasubhasya goshte bharya grihadari jana samsane. And our, friends and relatives, our relationship with them is up to the crematorium. When we die, our relatives, our friends, they will carry our dead body in the crematorium, so our relationship with them is up to that crematorium only. After that, our body is buried, then our relationship went. We are so much busy in, making relationships, so-called material relationships. Of course, spiritual, bhaktimaya, devotional relationship is very nice, but we are so busy in, making material relationships. So that all our relationship will end in the, crematorium. Dhanani bhuma pasubhasya goshte bharya grihadari jana samsane deha chitaya. So our deha, our material body, it will end in the crematorium. We are so much busy in, decorating our body. So this, this material body is like a dead body only, right? Dead body. When the soul, when the soul leaves the body, it is only dead matter, right? It is only dead matter. It is just, made from, blood and flesh. Blood and flesh. It is not eternal. It without without soul, this is like a dead body. So but the problem is, the problem is 99, almost 100%, people of the world are so much busy, so much, spending time decorating this dead body, in the name of maintaining body, they have given their life. So which is just, just temporary, which is just temporary, which is not permanent. So what will go with us at the time of death? What will go with us? Karmanuga gacchati. Our karma, our karma, it will go with us. So that's why, we have to do, bhakti. We have to do bhakti in this life. Maybe you are thinking, okay, I will do punya karma. I will do pious activities. So, pious activities is also temporary actually. So, let's say, you have accumulated a lot of punya karma. You have accumulated a lot of pious activities. So, then, you will go to heaven, you will go to Sorga Lok. So, then after you, utilize all your punya karma, then again you have to come back in this material world. Let's say, you have 1,000 rupees. If you spend, 1,000 rupees, then it becomes nil, right? It becomes zero. Similarly, like that, after using all our, pious activities, it becomes zero, We have to come back in this material world. Then, of course, the papmaya karma, the sins, it will take us to the hell. But, only the, bhaktimaya karma, only the bhaktimaya karma, only the bhakti we do, that is eternal actually. That is eternal. That is eternal. Let's say, you have, you completed, only 10% bhakti in this life, Let's say you due to some reason, you could not complete the whole 100%. But, even if you have, performed only 10% bhakti in this life, in the next life, you will start your bhakti from 11%. That's the, glory of devotional service. That's the glory of devotional service. So that's why we have to, we have to dedicate our life to do, to do bhakti, to do devotional service. So what is the main part of devotional service? What are the main parts? The main thing is, chanting. So what is that chanting? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Only this bhakti, only the, devotional service we have done, it will go with us. It will, even if we have, completed little bit in this life, it will, if you have completed 10%, it will start from 11% in the next life. And after you finish, 100% bhakti, if you completed bhakti, then you will go back to Godhead. It is eternal. It is permanent. It is permanent. So, in the purport, Prabhupada is writing, being a creation of new science, the body has two types of activities. In the bodily conception, when we think that sense gratification will help us, we are in illusion. Everyone, they are busy in, gratifying their senses. They are just thinking about their, sense gratification. They don't know, what is the goal of our life. What is the goal of our life? Why you are here? What should I do? By, as I have got this human body, they don't make an inquiry. They are just, busy in earning money, doing job, how to accumulate a lot of money. And the ultimate thing they do is, sense gratification. They are busy in this kind of things. Nate bidu swartha gati mi Vishnu, durasai bair artha manena, andai thandai upaina manas, teapi sa tantram, uru damna baddai. And then such people, who are, who are busy in sense gratification, they accept, their leaders, they accept their leaders to be, like them only, who are, busy in sense gratification. Nowadays, people have accepted, mobile phones, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok as their leaders. Whatever they see in TikTok, whatever they see in YouTube, they just follow, right? They don't inquire, is it right or is it wrong? They don't inquire, Let's say, if someone, dance and upload, some TikTok video, then, other person, they also follow the same and it becomes viral, right? Like trending music, trending dance, like that. Like, people are so much busy. People follow, people, who are doing nonsense, right? They are doing the same thing, That is just a waste of time. That is just a, waste of time and energy, right? And such people, they follow the same person, and it's like blind person following another blind person. Let's say you are blind, right? You are blind, and you are following another blind person. So what will happen? You will go to the right path? You will go to the right destination? No, right? Ultimately, what will happen? You will fall in the ditch. You will miss the right path, and you will fall in the ditch. So that is happening in the modern world. In the name of in the name of so-called advancement, people are people are spending a lot of money and energy. So just for one purpose, just for sense gratification, and just go to hell. That's the people they are doing. And another kind of illusion is to think that one will become happy by trying to satisfy the desires that arise from the illusory body, or by attaining elevation to the higher planetary system, or by performing various types of Vedic rituals. Everyone they are trying to be happy in this material world, but we don't know what is real happiness. We just think, right? We just think, having nice home, nice car, having nice wife, having nice husband, a lot of money, having good friends is happiness. I am happy like that, people think. But it's not the real happiness. One time, I was distributing books in Circular K, and I stopped, one old lady. And I showed her books, I showed her Bhagavad Gita, and I showed her his book on happiness. You can be happy by reading this book. And she replied, I have got 5 sons and 6 granddaughters. I'm so happy. Like that, she said, no, that is not a real happiness. This book will give you the real happiness. But she said, I'm happy. Okay, you are happy. But your son and grandson, they might not be happy. You can give this book to them. And she said, no, they have got such a nice grandmother like me. They are all happy. Like, so so many excuses, right? So many excuses. People are thinking that to be happiness, but real happiness is in Krishna. Actually, real happiness is in Krishna. Bhuktaram agatapasam sarva loka maheshwaram surdam sarva bhutanam gadbamam santi rachayati. So Krishna is our real friend. Krishna is the ultimate benefactor of all the sacrifices. Krishna is our well-wisher. So by serving, by becoming close to Krishna, we can be very happy in our life. How many of you want to be happy in your life? So for that we have to go near to Krishna. For that we have to chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. We have to do devotional service. That is the only way to be happy actually. Happy. So itavam sankhayubhavam sadharma parinishthaya janma labha parapumso ante narayani smriti. Ante narayani. So ante narayani smriti. To remember Narayan, to remember Krishna is the ultimate goal of our life. Maybe you may be perfect, yogic mystic power. You may be, you may have, performed your material responsibilities, material duties in a, very nice way. But if you can't remember Krishna, if you can't remember Narayan at the time of death, that is just a waste of time actually. That is just a waste of time. Our goal of life is to remember Krishna at the time of death. Anta kalesa mameva smaram mukta kalevaram. If we remember Krishna at the time of death, we'll be mukta. We'll go back to Godhead. We don't need to come back in this material world actually. Material world. But the problem is we are thinking this material world as our real home. We are so much attached to this material world. We are thinking ourselves to be this body. But this is not the real knowledge. This is not the real goal of life actually. We have to use our human body for the higher cause. For the higher cause actually. For the higher cause. What is the higher cause? Higher ultimate goal is to go back to Godhead. So there comes a story of Hiranyakashipu. How many of you have read Srimad Bhagavatam? So as Srimad Bhagavatam is our main scripture actually. We have got 4 Vedas and 18 Puranas. So that is the essence, that is the fruit of all the Vedas and all the Puranas actually. So if you haven't read, then please start reading Srimad Bhagavatam. That is an important book. So there comes a story of Hiranyakashipu. So Hiranyakashipu, he was a demon, and he had a brother named Hiranyaksha. Hiranyaksha, he was killed. He was killed by Varahadev, And his friends and relatives were crying, oh, Hiranyaksha, our dear friend, our dear well-wisher, he has died. Now what will happen like to me, like that? Everyone were crying, friends, relatives, big cry actually, big cry, not like small, big crowd, big cry actually. They were crying, and a lot of tears were flowing from their eyes, right? And at that time, Hiranyakashipu, he gave, very nice instructions to his friends and relatives. He was a demon actually. He was a demon, but he had a knowledge of all the Vedas and scriptures, So he gave very nice analogy, and he gave very nice instructions to his relatives actually. First he said, all the people of this material world, they are like travelers. When you travel from one place to another place, we meet different kinds of people, right? Different kinds of people. But at one point, other people go to other destination, we go to our own destination, right? Let's say, if you are going from, North Sydney to Auburn, right? In train, we meet a lot of people in train. Some get off at Central Station, some get off at, Town Hall, some get off at, Auburn, like that. We meet a lot of people, but in the way, in the way, we get separated also, right? Similarly, we have got this material body, and we have got so many friends, so many relatives, but at one point we will become separated. So this material world is always changing. And Hiranyakashipu also gives another analogy of King Suyagga. He was a great king, and one time he went for hunting in the forest, and he got killed by animals. And his wives, they were crying actually. They were crying so loud that even Yamaraj, he heard that crying from the Amalok. That much loud, they were crying. And what Yamaraj did? Yamaraj, he assumed the form of a small little boy, and he came to pacify the wives of Suyagga, and he told, why you are crying? You are very you are already grown up people, but why you are crying? Please don't cry. And the wife said, because our husband, he died. And Yamaraj replied, how you guys are thinking that your husband is this body, but your husband is here. You are thinking your husband to be this body, but this body is here. Why you are crying? Like and that Yamaraj in the form of little boy, he instructed very nice points. Your husband he's a soul. He's not the body. He has already given up this body, and he have already accepted the another body. Why you are crying? No need to cry. This material world is always changing. And finally, the wives of Suyagga, they got pacified actually. And Hiranyakashipu gives another analogy of Kulinga birds actually. There were husband and wife Kulinga birds. They used to love each other very deep actually. They used to fly together. They used to enjoy together. But at one point, one hunter, a hunter, he killed the female bird. He killed the male bird actually. He killed the male bird, and the female bird, she was crying, oh my dear husband, why you left me? Like she was crying, because she was attached to her husband. She was crying, and and that hunter saw the female bird also, and he killed that female bird also. Similarly, we may be crying for others. We may be crying for our friends, relatives. We may be crying for our children, but that crying is like the crying of that female bird only. At one point, we'll also die. We have to give up the relationship with that person. So that is material world. That is material world. We are so much attached to the temporary designation actually. We have got so many designation. We are thinking ourselves to be engineer. We are thinking ourselves to be doctor. We are thinking ourselves to be the husband of my little baby. We are thinking ourselves to be the we are thinking ourselves to be the husband of our wife, father of our little baby. But at one point, everything will go. Everything will leave us, and we'll be alone. So that's our duty. So our duty is to give up all this so-called designation. Give up all our so-called material identity. and to identify ourselves to be the part and parcel of Krishna. So that makes more meaningful, right? That makes our life more meaningful. And we have to identify ourselves as the soldier of Prabhupada mission. That should be the goal of our life. Prabhupada, we were living in the so much hellish condition of life. We were breaking all the regulatory principles. But due to the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, we have come to the real senses. We have come to the real senses that I'm not this body. I'm the spirit soul, and this spirit soul belongs to Krishna. I'm the servant of Krishna, and my real duty is to serve the lotus feet of Krishna. We have realized that we haven't realized, but we have come to know to that point by the mercy of Prabhupada. That's why it's our life to dedicate to contribute in the mission of Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada he came to give the message of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And in one lecture, Tamal Krishna Maharaj was saying, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is preaching avatar. He came to preach Krishna consciousness. We are in the line of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That's why we have to preach Krishna consciousness. And Prabhupada, in one lecture he has said, we can be we can be pujari, we can be good cook, we can be we can be the president of temple, but our main duty is to become a preacher. That's what Prabhupada said. There are a lot of service. We still have to do that, but our main duty is to become a preacher. That's the thing actually. That's the thing. Dhruva Maharaj. If you have read the Dhruva Maharaj pastime, we should try to live our life in such a way that we might we have a glorious death. Dhruva Maharaj, he was in the end of his life, and what happened? He saw death personified. And he stabbed his leg in the head of death personified, and he went to the spiritual plane, and he went back to God. That should be our life. Our death must be very glorious, very glorious, and we can make our death glorious by serving the mission of Srila Prabhupada. Actually, by missing the Prabhupada mission. I was hearing one lecture from my Guru Maharaj, and he was saying the pastimes of Mandakini Devi Mataji. Actually, maybe I don't know if you have heard or no. So she was very nice disciple of Srila Prabhupada. She was very sincere in her devotional service. She used to always pray to the Krishna. She used to always go in front of deity, and she used to pray, my dear Krishna, please give me the strength, please give me the power, so that I can always say yes to Prabhupada. I don't want to say no to Srila Prabhupada. I always want to say yes to Prabhupada. Whatever service he gives me, I want to say yes. That's what she always used to pray to Krishna. And one time Samsundar Prabhu and Srila Prabhupada, they went to Russia for preaching, and that time it was under all Soviet Union, all communist, these groups were controlling Russia, Ukraine, these countries, and all the religions things, it was not allowed in those countries, Soviet Union. That's why they could not took any books, they could not any photo like this, they could not take anything religious things. But Malti Mataji, she put one Bhagavad Gita in the suitcase of Samsundar Prabhu. Like Prabhu, he wasn't aware, there was Bhagavad Gita in the suitcase, and and Prabhupada and Samsundar Prabhu, they raised in the immigration in Russia, and that immigration officer, he checked all the bags. He checked all the bags of Prabhupada and Samsundar Prabhu. And and the immigration officer, he found one Bhagavad Gita, in the suitcase of Samsundar Prabhu. And Samsundar Prabhu, and he asked, what is this? And at that point, that Bhagavad Gita, it fell on the ground. And inside the book, there were, pictures of Prabhupada, Dham, Radha Krishna, like that. It was there, and the immigration officer, he put that book in the, suitcase. He forgot, what kind of book is that? And he said, oh, I forgot, I forgot. Sorry, I dropped all your belongings in the floor. Sorry for that, like that. He started picking those photos, and he gave those photos to the Samsundar Prabhu actually, and he forgot about the book. And that book entered into Russia. And that book, that book preached in the Russia, that Bhagavad Gita made a lot of devotees in Russia and Ukraine actually, Russia and Ukraine. And Prabhupada, and they entered Russia, and one day, Srila Prabhupada and Samsundar Prabhu, they were in the top floor of the University of Moscow, and Prabhupada, he pointed in the road, one street, and he said, one day, thousands and thousands of people will be chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra in that street. And we can see, right, in the Russia and Ukraine, thousands of people have become devotees. After India, maybe Russia is the most successful country in Krishna consciousness actually. Prabhupada, he showed to the street and he said, one day, thousands and thousands of people will be chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra in that street. That's the power of Srila Prabhupada actually, and Samsundar Prabhu. That time it was very difficult to find vegetables in Russia, and Samsundar and Samsundar Prabhu he went to buy vegetables. He searched for many hours actually vegetables but he could not find. And at that time he met two guys, two boys, and one was Indian background and one was he was Russian. And Samson Prabhu, he talked with those boys, and the boys said, if you have come from America, if you have jeans, if you have if you have got cassettes, please give us as a gift, like that. They were saying, no, I don't have anything, but I have Guru. I can I can take you both to my Guru. And Samsundar Prabhu, he took those boys to the Srila Prabhupada. And Srila Prabhupada, started talking about Krishna consciousness. But the Russian guy, his name was Ivan. He was, hearing the philosophy, very nicely. And Prabhupada preached for only 3 days. And he said, now you spread Krishna consciousness. In 3 days, he became Krishna consciousness, and he became a devotee, and he started preaching, Since, many years we have been practicing, bhakti, but we haven't reached to that platform, right? But in 3 days, he became devotee, and he started preaching. And after that, Prabhupada went to America. And that time, Prabhupada, when he was in Russia, and he decided, Prabhupada, I want to get married, and I want to preach with my wife, like that, that Ivan Prabhu, he had said to Prabhupada. And Prabhupada went to America, and he went to America, and he said to, Mandakini Mataji, so I have, I found one very nice devotee in Russia. He's a very nice Krishna conscious devotee. Will you get married to that devotee and you go to, will you go to Russia, you get married to the devotee and preach Krishna consciousness in Russia? Like that, Prabhupada asked Mandakini Mataji, and Mandakini Mataji said, yes. Because, she didn't know who that guy is, what is his background, what is his, how is that devotee, she didn't care about anything. She just said, yes, Prabhupada, I will get married to that devotee and I will preach Krishna consciousness. Let's say, even in, devotee circle, if someone wants to get married, they make a, they make a study of the, partner, how he is, what is his background, what qualification he have got, he will take care of me very nicely or no. These kind of things, we research. But, Mandakini Mataji, she said, yes, Prabhupada, I will get married to that man and I will preach Krishna consciousness in Russia. And she did, not just she said, she did actually. And both, they, that Mataji and that Prabhu, they preach Krishna consciousness in Russia. That's how, in Russia, Krishna consciousness movement started actually. That's the, dedication. That's the, sacrifice of the, disciples of Srila Prabhupada. That's why, we should, maybe we are not in that label, but, if we want, Krishna will empower us. Real empowerment comes, when we have a desire to do something, but we don't have any qualification. That time, if you step, if you go little forward, then Krishna will empower us actually. Krishna will empower us. That's why, this is Krishna consciousness movement. We have to move from one place to another, doing Harinam, carrying Srila Prabhupada books, and we have to give to the people. So that should be our mission. That should be our ultimate goal of life. So ultimate goal of life. In this way, we'll be get out from the bodily conception of life, and we can go back to Godhead, Godhead in this very life, not next life. If you dedicate your life for the mission of Srila Prabhupada, you will go back to Godhead in this life. It's not my statement, it's the statement of Srila Prabhupada actually, Srila Prabhupada. Even Prabhupada at one time, he said, if you distribute my books for, whole life, then, Mahaprabhu will, you will see Mahaprabhu in the street and he will take you back to Godhead. That's what Prabhupada said. So, that should be our, glorious date. That is glorious date actually. That should be our, mode. So it's already 9. So I want to stop here. Anybody have any questions, comments? I'll take one question if anybody have. Already 9. Yes, Prabhu, Hare Krishna. So the thing is, normally our mind always it wants to be very cozy. It wants to be in very comfort zone. We don't want to take challenges. We don't want to go out. We don't want to go out for books. We don't want to go out for we don't want to face the public actually. We just want to be very cozy. But we have to be convinced, that, Krishna consciousness movement is all about praising and all about, making other people devotees, We have to be convinced, we can get that conviction by, developing, the strong faith in the words of Srila Prabhupada actually, and by hearing, main thing is association. We become what we associate actually. If you associate with the strong devotee, if you associate with the very strong devotee, you will become like him. You will become like her actually. But if you sorry, I'm not offending anyone, but if you if you associate with devotee who just want to be cozy, you will become like him, like her only. That's why main thing is association and sadhana. And sadhana, if we have a proper sadhana, then it gives us conviction. It gives us power to face challenges. It gives us energy. So main thing is sadhana, and the other thing is association and modding program. Modding program is the main thing. Even if you are if you attend modding program regularly every day, then you get a very very high strength. You get so much power. You get so much conviction and faith. Okay, yes, you feel so much spiritually strong. Let's say if you are coming Mangal Aarti every day, if you miss one day, then you will feel that day your mind will go crazy. You feel like you are getting so much disturbed. You are feeling so much weak in spirituality. That's what you feel. For that you have to realize that you come Mangal Aarti every day. You don't come one day. That day you will feel what Mangal Aarti is. What Mangal Aarti is giving me, what is the power of Mangal Aarti, that day you will feel. So it comes by conviction, it comes by being strong in our sadhana. So it comes, Prabhu. Did I answer your question, Prabhu? Hare Krishna. Okay, we will stop here. Yourself 9:5. Granthra Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki, Nitai Gaur Premanande. Prabhupada ki.